Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing.
In this bulletin, ousted USP Vice-Chancellor reserves commence. Fiji works to secure COVID vaccines and shortage of metformin globally.
Studios of FBC Suva.
Former and current academics of the University of the South Pacific continue to write to the Council weighing in on the debacle around ousted Vice-Chancellor Professor Paul Aluwalia. The scholars are hopeful their letters to the Council will make clear what the issues are around USP ahead of the Council meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Lina Rees reports.
In the latest of a series of statements put out voicing concerns against Professor Aluwalia, former Pro-VC and director of the Center for Flexible Learning at USP, Professor Som Naidu, says good governance is all they want.
He projects himself as if he's the savior and the guy who invented good governance. Of course, everybody wants good government. Who doesn't want good governance? We all want good governance. But it's how it's provided, isn't it? You say one thing and do another is another question.
There are also concerns over the Council considering the possibility of the Vice-Chancellor being based outside of Fiji.
For him to work from another country in the Pacific is wishful thinking. You know, it's not going to happen because of logistical issues and because of the difficulty of trying to make that work.
Whether or not the former vice-chancellor should be reappointed into another nation and run the university from another nation because he was deported from Fiji will trigger the end of 52 years of common effort and extremely hard work.
When contacted by FBC News, the ousted Vice-Chancellor Professor Aluwalia says he will reserve his comments until after the Council meeting on Tuesday. Lina Rees, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vorenghe Bainimarama says government is working to ensure Fiji secures its fair share of the COVID-19 vaccine. Bainimarama says this is critical in order to ensure our population gets vaccinated as soon as possible. As Apinisa Wangai Randovu reports, the Prime Minister officiated as chief guest in the Chinese New Year celebration in Suva yesterday.
The Prime Minister says the past year has been catastrophic around the globe as laid plans were crushed and it has cost us dearly in human life and economic gain as well.
We are also one community of region and we brought together to appreciate each other, to help each other recover from storms or sickness and to build a truly great and tolerant democracy.
Bainimarama says Fiji will not just wait in line to receive this sort of life for our economy.
The vaccines we need are coming out of the laboratories and into the manufacturing phase. Many are already being administered.
The Prime Minister says Fiji has weathered two powerful tropical cyclones recently, but Fijians pulled together to help each other and are building back better.
We were slapped with a pandemic, but we stopped it at our border. We have to rebuild our economy back better, but we have protected our people, and we are hard at work to overcome the challenges of climate change.
He says the Chinese community in Fiji are part of our Fijian community, allowing us to celebrate the new year. With this year being the year of the ox, Bainimarama says oxen work best in teams, and Fijians will need to work together to rebuild our economy. Apinisa Wangai, FBC News.
While the Minister for Health says there is enough stock of Panadol in hospitals and health centers around the country, Dr. Ifiremi Wanganambete confirms there is a shortage of metformin, a medicine used to treat type 2 diabetes. National Federation Party leader Professor Biman Prasad had highlighted the shortage of Panadol and diabetes tablets in health facilities around the country during the Parliament session earlier this week. National Federation Party leader Professor Biman Prasad Prasad maintains that his claims about the shortage of certain medication are not unfounded. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wanganambete says all essential medications are available except for metformin.
And all the essential drugs and medicines, they're all available. Insulin, glipizide. The only diabetic medication that's short all over the world at the moment is metformin, but there are other options for doctors to use.
More focus will be placed on the welfare of the elderly as Fiji's older population is projected to grow by 3,000 per year. The United Nations Population Fund also revealed that the number of people aged 80 years and over is also expected to increase rapidly from 5,000 in 2010 to 28,500 by 2050. 128 residents are currently being looked after in the 3 state homes by 87 staff. Australian Pacific Training Coalition Janelle Chapman has commended the ministry and the government for recognizing the value of TVET in employment.
It enables student placement for our students training in Certificate 3 in individual support, ageing, home and community, as well as live work opportunities in Certificate 3 in carpentry, Certificate 3 in wall and floor tiling, Certificate 3 in painting and decorating, and providing cookery support.
The Chinese community in Fiji has donated $15,000 towards recovery efforts for tropical cyclone Yasa and Ana. During the celebration of the Chinese New Year, Fiji Chinese Association President Jenny Sito says businesses and individuals from the community have contributed what they can to help those affected. She says some members of the community's business were affected by flooding. However, this did not stop them from contributing. She says it is time like this that a spirit of humanity must prevail. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama acknowledged the assistance from the Chinese community. Donald Trump is eligible to run for the American presidency again after he was cleared of inciting a mob attack on the U.S. Capitol last month. The 100-seat Senate voted to acquit former President 57-43. Democrats needed 2/3 of the vote to get a guilty verdict to Donald Trump's second impeachment trial. Up ahead, Women's Super League competition launched. And Fiji Swimming prepares for Pacific Games. Stay with us.
Oira na ngone no de nunu enda be singeni mataka.
Mersu sunga da keno loma dina keno be karon.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina na baksa ngai ka wala loma taki na ngone. Dalabina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikira enda be mataka.
Boniti kina magrombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ona kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Pinda pinda na mataka. Dan ramai na singabo.
The Women's Super League competition will be a pathway to selecting players for the FIFA Women's World Cup in 2023. This league competition will see the top 6 teams in the country battle in the top-tier division. Head coach Marika Rondu says he is impressed and thankful to the association to take the leading step in Oceania. Rondu says although Fiji is ranked 64th in the women's FIFA ranking, this tier division competition will help uncover and develop talents needed at the national level.
So it speaks volume of the amount of work and the vision that I've said, that without vision we cannot progress.
Rewa football striker and midfielder Anish Kem is grasping every opportunity he can get to get his fitness up to par. The 27-year-old is currently playing for the Rewa futsal side in the National Futsal League's Central Zone. He has been doing his own preseason training and hopes participating in the Futsal League will help him improve his fitness and strength before the National League kicks off in 2 weeks.
Definitely this will help our football players, all players there playing futsal here, build our fitness and all, and then we are trying to adjust ourselves in futsal.
Fiji swimming has now shifted its focus to the 2023 Pacific Games. While Olympic qualification remains a top priority for 8 of their swimmers, the Federation is looking to develop new talent towards the Pacific Games. The Federation held their mini-meet yesterday to also identify talent for future national events.
Whilst we are not going anywhere overseas right now, part of these preparations is towards the 2023 Pacific Games preparation. So we're already now preparing for the 2023 Pacific Games.
President Ben Rova says small events also help swimmers improve timings.
Those who have been selected also for the training squad, this gives them an opportunity to make the different qualifying times that we have set.
Meanwhile, Chef de Mission says there is still hope for the 8 local swimmers vying for a spot in the Olympic Games.
However, they are looking to FINA. They've already had a FINA-approved long course competition. They're looking towards FINA for the swimmers to have yet another competition, approved competition by FINA.
If none of the swimmers meet the qualifying time for the Olympics, they will be offered 2 universality spots for their 2 best swimmers. Venina Rakautonga, FBC Sports. And taking a look at the weather, cloudy periods with some showers and isolated afternoon thunderstorms about the northern and eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, cloudy periods with isolated afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms. That's your FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good morning.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।